What's up, guys? This week we're going to get into how to fix a Suttner foam cannon. And if you're not getting your soap to draw properly, let's say, or if the foam pattern's just falling out without looking right, it's a pretty quick fix, but it's hard to describe over the DMs. So I thought it would be really helpful to get a video about this process. So let me show you how to tune up your foam cannon if you already have one of these things. Alright, so here's all of the Suttner components that we use for foaming on an industrial kind of hardcore level. These are just a little bit more for harder environments and places that are rough on things, you know. So this is how we set up our big wash bays. Now these are foam cannons, both this and this, just the same as any foam cannon, and they have the same issues come up. They can clog. Usually any issues that come up are related to clogs, but we'll get into where those clogs happen and how to resolve that. So the difference between this piece and this piece, this is just a bigger, fancier way of making sure that there's no detachable parts if there's a lot of end users. You're going to be able to switch between soap and rinse by doing this. In this layout, this would be more appropriate for an owner-operator or a single user because you're going to have to detach the foam cannon end to put your lance or your rinse nozzle back into your trigger. So that's not something you would want if you're in a 100 user kind of company environment. But same mechanics either way. This piece and this piece are the same, and the way to fix them is the same. The other differences between these two, this is the real deal injector valve. This is an ST-164, and this is a Big Easy injector. This is an ST-160. The whole difference here, this thing does the same thing as this thing, except it can switch between two different soaps. So if you're using our touchless system like Stars and Stripes, this would be the way to go. If you're looking to just use one soap like Liquid X, let's say, this would be the way to go. But these are both the same in that the places where the clogs come up are the same. So we'll get into that, and I'll show you guys how to look those over, how to open them up, and how to resolve any clogs that happen. Alright, so the first thing to check if you're not getting any soap draw, let's say, is to take this off of here to remove any restriction whatsoever from the injector, which is back at the power washer. If you go to run your system wide open without any restriction on it whatsoever and make sure that the pressure is dropped fully, this should operate and it should draw soap. So you should see soap start coming out of this thing when you go to run it wide open, as long as there's no clogs in here. Now if you go to do that and there is no soap still, then slide the pickup tube off this barb. This is where would usually be a red pickup tube would sit right here. Slide that tube off, and right here you can see this restriction butyl is the secret to why this injector is such a great system. It's so efficient because all the soap has to run through this hole. It's like the size of a pinhead. It's so small that one grain of sand can clog it. So you want to make sure that there's nothing obstructing that and preventing the soap from making it through this restriction butyl. To double check that everything else is running aside from this, you can put the pickup tube back on with this wide open and then go to run this wide open, and if you get soap out, you know you're good. Now if you still don't get soap, one thing that I've seen come up is this is a check valve, and if it's been sitting for some time with some soap in there, it can get stuck, and basically you would take like a hex key and just press in there, and you should be able to feel about 1/8 of an inch of movement on that plate at the bottom of this barb. If there is no movement there, try and push it through, and that should free it up and get it running again, but you want to make sure that that can move just a little bit. If that looks good, put this all back together, clean this thing out as much as you can, put your tube back on, then we'll move on to the next part. I would try testing this still once you put it all back together and just see if you get your soap out at this point, and if you do, then you can move on to the foam cannon aspect, which would be the next place to look for any sort of clogging. If you find that you're getting soap when you spray this thing out, but you're not getting soap again, or you're getting a bad pattern out of this thing once you go to spray this, then the problem is in this piece. Now the first thing to check, and you don't even need any tools to get in here, hold this vertically to open this up. You can spin it loose by hand. When you open this up, there should be a nozzle sitting right here, and there's an O-ring that sits in this channel. It's important that all the water make it through this nozzle and then get into the rest of the body. But I have seen where customers take this thing apart and this falls out and they don't notice, and then when you go to put it back together again, if you run it without that nozzle, it'll just gush water out the air intake vents. So that wouldn't be helpful. So you're definitely going to want to make sure that you have this O-ring, make sure you have this foaming nozzle in place right here, and then that would all sit in here just like that. As long as those are all in place, then you're good to go. The next thing to check is to pop these two pins out, and that'll let you get at the foam agitator, which sits right in here. And that is a place where debris of any kind can get caught. Scale from the coil, if you have a hot water machine, can get caught in here. If you have well water or sand, that can get caught in here. So you're going to pop these pins open every now and then to get this thing either tuned up or cleaned out or rinsed out, or however you got to get it to where it can breathe a little bit. But you basically just take a hex key and then you press these out. You just push on them like this. These will slide right out. Set those aside. And then this whole fixture comes forward, and this piece can come right out. And there you have the place where clogs happen. This is actually the most likely thing if there's an issue. Oops, so this may fall out, watch out for that. And you can see there's already some junk in here just from some Teflon tape from putting together some other things before we ran this nozzle. So this is where you will see sand and grit and all kinds of things come in. This thing can get embedded and totally clog up on the inside. At that point, you might want to just get a replacement one of these. They're only a few bucks. We sell them right on our website. This is where to check. Hit it with some brake cleaner or something. Try and put it in the reverse direction so that it blows the other way through. But basically, that's it. If you check that, clean that out. This piece that falls out from in here has a sort of taper to it that tapers down. The idea is that as the water comes through here, you want to collect that and taper it down into this, so that sort of tapered lip would stay upright as you put it back into this piece here. But that's it. That's how you get inside of this thing. And then basically you put that shaft back on, slide this back in, and then press your pins back in. I would say it should take about 2-3 minutes to clean it out if you need to. And these nozzles are not super expensive if you wanted to have a spare on hand, so that if it comes up, you can just swap it real quick and then you're still up and running, you know, without any downtime. Because that's really frustrating, Kev, when you're washing something down and it's not working right, you got soap all over your vehicle and you're trying to fiddle with something. So it is nice to have a spare with any foam cannon. Any foam cannon is going to have issues like that come up. But Suttner does make another model, which I should mention. If you are dealing with a lot of clogs, they do have a clog-resistant version. Hold on just a sec. Are those over here somewhere? There we go. So this is the clog-resistant Suttner foam cannon. And the difference is, instead of having that stainless steel mesh in there, this one has sort of a vinyl sort of fabric of some sort, I guess you could call it. The difference is you can now much more easily rinse it out and reuse it without needing to replace it pretty much ever. Let's see if I can get this out. Alright, so same thing, you press these out and then this slides open in just the same way. Same sort of piece here, but instead of having the stainless steel sort of Brillo pad kind of material, instead, you have this weave inside of here. And let me grab some needle nose so I can show you what that looks like. So this is the material that now creates the foam in this thing. And this is literally just a mesh material that's rolled up. And this is much less likely to clog in the first place. And you can imagine if there is a bunch of grit in here, scale or rust or whatever the heck comes through the power washer hose, this would be able to be rinsed thoroughly and completely resolved, you know, if there was some sort of restriction that was keeping things from working properly. So you would just roll this back up again after rinsing it, shove it back in there, and then you're ready to rock and roll again. Same thing, put this back together, put this back on here, and stick the pins back in. You're ready to rock and roll. If you got some pliers or something to press these back in, that might be helpful. So on this bigger lance, the same thing applies. It's literally the same process. You would just unscrew this just like this, and you'll see the same pieces in this one and the same exact procedures to fix it. And on the ST-164 soap injector, you would have the same exact experience with the pickup tube sliding off the barb, and then you'll see the restriction butyl sitting right there. Follow the same procedure to get that fixed up and unclogged. Same thing with the check valve inside. and that's pretty much it. If all those things, you try them out and you can't resolve the issue, just give us a shout. We can help you out right over the phone, and usually we can resolve things pretty quick without a whole lot of headache. Hopefully that helps a little bit. All right, so that's pretty much everything I know about these things. Give it a shot, see if it helps. If you have any questions about this, just shoot me some comments down below. And this is a nice system. Cuts down on your soap usage by about 500%. Is that how that would work, Kev? Or is it 80% less soap usage? It uses 5 times less soap than a normal power washer injector. That's basically the perk of this whole system. Looks like a lot of soap, but it's not. Saves you money. So that's how you troubleshoot these foam cannons. Pretty simple process. Once you get it down, if something comes up, 2, 3, 4 minutes, you'll be up and running again. But leave me some comments down below if you have any questions about what we just did here and how to resolve something, or if you haven't had any issues, let me know. Feel free to shoot me a DM or give us a shout at 800-624-5403. Let us know, and we'll keep you up and running.